Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Racine Me. I'm Meghan Reistad. Coming up this morning on Racine Me, helping people find success through physical fitness. We're getting a look at an area triathlon club, and we're taking a trip to Bear Paw Beach in Caledonia for some safe fall options for families. First this morning, we are introducing you to Strive. It's a local triathlon club, and Jason Meekma joins us to talk more about it. Now, good morning.
Good morning.
So I understand that your club has been around since 2013. Let's talk about a little, share a little bit about it. What should people know?
Yeah, no, we were a club in the area, or we were a group of people in the area rather, that were involved in the, at that time, Ironman Racine 70.3 triathlon. We were volunteering, some people were participating, and we really saw that there was an opportunity for, to bring everyone together and to really expand that triathlon community in Racine. So we got together, actually, I think over breakfast, and started, talking about what this might look like. And we came up with the Strive Triathlon Club, and it really took off pretty quickly. There was obviously a lot of interest. And for a number of years after that, we had a local triathlon that we were able to participate in. But now it's just about supporting people in their own journeys, and putting out their own efforts to find success. So it's really become a really great supportive network. Especially in times like this where, we are just trying to keep people engaged and active, and whatever that looks like.
Right. Okay. And I understand that you just had your first Bell City Triathlon. How did that event go, and what was the goal there?
Yeah, it went really, really well. We didn't have the greatest day. The weather dropped because you just never know what you're going to get in early October. And we ended up having, a fair amount of people. We had about 9 people that showed up that day, but it was really an open invite for people to come and do something that would essentially save their season. I don't know. I think it's hard to really describe what's meaningful to people at this point, but, we wanted to do something for local triathletes to get out and put the training that they had done all year to the test and feel like they were able to accomplish something. It was really relaxed. It was really easygoing. We tried to be as official as possible. So there were, goodie bags and t-shirts and medals, but it was really just about personal accomplishment, giving that group of people the opportunity to do something that would make them feel good about the year. Because I think everybody's looking for that right now. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I understand this event was actually a placeholder for an official race that you're planning to launch next September, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we are looking to launch in partnership with Rail Racine, like an official triathlon. We're looking to launch an Olympic and sprint distance. And for those of you who know about triathlon, there's various distances you can do. We did a 70.3 version this past event, but we're looking to shorten that up and do Olympic and sprint distance official event beginning next fall. So it was a placeholder, and we're really looking forward to bringing triathlon back to this community.
Cool. Okay. And you want to offer something for all skill levels, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, we really do. The beauty of triathlon is, it's really for anybody. And you don't have to be a great swimmer or cyclist or runner to participate. It can be a personal challenge in whatever capacity, and even to the level of there's relays where you just have somebody who could swim, somebody who could bike, and somebody who could run, and you can break it up that way just to be involved, feel like you're a part of something. And it's really for anyone who's up for a new challenge. So we're looking forward to that, and to hopefully bring in some new people to the sport of triathlon.
Cool. So we have some information. We've got a slide up here for viewers. Strive serves all of southeastern Wisconsin. As you said, anyone interested can join. You just need to visit www.strivetriclub.com. So yeah, if someone's interested, what should their next steps be?
Yeah, if you go to the website, you can find out more information about the club. You can certainly reach out to any of the club members that are listed on there. We also have a Facebook group. It's Strive Tri Club. Just search Strive Triathlon Club on Facebook, and that's another really great way to connect with the group. Group members are organizing rides or runs all the time for anybody just to come jump in to start to meet people and get involved. And it's exciting, during a time where we are hoping to just keep people engaged.
Absolutely. Well, you're doing a lot of good in the community. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity.
So if you'd rather get creative, Bear Paw Beach has all sorts of options to explore all things arts this fall. I visited with staff there and learned about some of the options for families to avoid a mess at home but still take part in those fall arts and crafts. We're getting crafty this morning here at Bear Paw Beach in Caledonia, and this is fun. We're doing some tie-dye. It looks like I've got Brittany here this morning to tell me all about it. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for parents and their kids to come out to do some crafts at our corn maze. So we have the tie-dye here. What's great about it is you don't have to do this at home. You can mess up our picnic tables and do it here instead. So it's been a really popular activity with the kids.
Okay, and when can people come do this?
They can come do this Saturdays and Sundays while the corn maze is open, and we offer it from 12 to 5 p.m.
Perfect. And what is the cost?
So it is $20 per child.
Okay, and then you guys also have some pumpkin painting, I understand.
We do, yes, that's super fun too. So again, another thing where you don't have to mess up your house, you can just do it here. So we do offer pumpkins. We have a pumpkin patch, and it's anywhere from $1, $5, and $10 depending on the size of the pumpkin, but that does include the cost of painting too.
Okay, very nice. So all sorts of crafts for people to do. It's all outside.
Yes.
So like you said, you don't have to mess up your own home. You can just bring your kids here and make the mess, right? So Brittany, we want to show some of the finished products here. We've got the tie-dye t-shirt, which you have to stay tuned for that. We can't quite show you that one yet. But then look at this. We have a personalized Racine Me pumpkin. How cute is that? Pretty cool. Join us for more this morning on Racine Me as we take a look at a drive-boo Halloween. It's a safe option, still providing some thrills. And still ahead this morning on Racine Me, we're sending these apples flying 100 miles per hour and 500 feet. This is something you want to stick around for. But before we go to break, here's another look at some info that you should know if you're curious about Strive. We are about halfway into October now, and fall festivities are in full swing. This week, while in Caledonia, we took aim at some more seasonal fun. Welcome back. We are back in Caledonia this morning at Bear Paw Beach, and this morning I've got some apples here, and I'm hanging out with Brittany. And look at these things. What are these, apple cannons?
These are apple cannons. So they are brand new apple cannons. We have 4 of them, and they are super popular with our corn maze.
They seem a little intimidating to me, but most people are like pumped, right? They want to give these a try.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you explain how they worked for me?
Yeah, so we've got these apples here. So they are $10 a basket for the apple cannons. So all you do is you put it in this top hatch up here, press this trigger.
Oh boy.
Wait till the light turns green and take your aim.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes. We're going at the same time?
Oh yeah, we're going at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
Ready?
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
I think I hit the car down there.
Did you get it? I think I got the 2020
Oh my
sign.
gosh. Oh yeah, so talk about that a little bit. That's fun. People seem to like that.
Yes, the 2020 sign has obviously taken some dings because it's very popular. Everyone wants to shoot at 2020, right?
Right.
But we've also got a car, we've got Sasquatch, and we've got a regular target. It's super fun.
Okay, cool. And this is something that all ages can do as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. All ages can do it, and all ages love it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for showing it to me. This is pretty cool. And COVID-19 is impacting a lot of events this year, including Halloween. So in a year of compromises, Halloween Thrills are trying to get creative. In Texas, that means a drive-boo Halloween at the American Airlines Center. It's a multi-level parking garage drive-through experience, complete with ghouls, goblins, and ghosts. The attraction is kid-friendly, unless you want to take it to the VIP top floor, where actors offer more intense scares. But most importantly, everything has been made completely contactless.
One thing about this that we did not anticipate that has become a bigger factor is the number of adults who are willing to come to this who would never go to a traditional haunted house because they're too afraid.
And organizers say they actually could see themselves doing this in the future, even if COVID isn't a factor. Closer to home, if you like to shop at Lowe's in Franklin or Kenosha, you'll want to hear about this. This Halloween, Lowe's warehouse stores are offering a drive-through curbside trick-or-treating experience. Families register in advance on lowes.com/DIY to reserve a spot. Then on either October 22nd or 29th, they can just drive up to the store for some free candy and a small pumpkin. Costumes are encouraged, but they're not required. That should sweeten the deal for you for your next home improvement project. Still ahead this morning on Racine and Me, it's a battle of the best and biggest pumpkin, where you can see the Wisconsin Giant Pumpkin Growers annual contest for yourself. And coming up this morning, we're taking a trip to Caledonia to introduce you to the Lost Bearings Corn Maze, 8 acres of fall fun. Well, if a cold craft brew sounds good to you this time of year, we might have a story that interests you. Franksville Craft Beer Garden is now something that the whole family can enjoy. And joining us today to talk more about the venue, we have Ken Mitchell. Good morning.
Morning, how you doing?
Good. Looks like you've got a nice day out there, huh?
It is beautiful. It's a beautiful fall day. I actually had to move underneath the Real Racine live music stage because the sun's so bright, it's kind of whiting me out. So I had to get in the shade here.
Oh, good problem to have. A good problem to have with the sun
Right?
shining. So tell us a little bit about your beer garden.
So we launched in 2018. We grew up playing in this park, me and my wife, and we would go to other places, and we started running into friends from the area, and we're like, why doesn't our community have something really cool like this? So we looked into it and kind of did the legwork for probably 6 months before we opened, and kind of brought it to Racine here.
Cool. So yeah, you said you and your wife are from the area. You used to play at the park that the craft beer garden's now at, or tell me the background story there.
Yeah, so as a matter of fact, me and my wife both grew up. This park is jointly owned by Caledonia, the Village of Caledonia, and Village of Mount Pleasant. She grew up in Mount Pleasant. I grew up in Caledonia. We didn't know each other as youngsters, but we grew up playing in this park, family reunions, things like that. Her graduation party was actually underneath the pavilion that our beer garden's in now.
Oh my gosh.
Her high school graduation. So I mean, we're Franksville Park. It's Caledonia Mount Pleasant Memorial Park, but people from the area call it Franksville Park.
Okay.
We're Franksville Park through and through. So it's kind of added to the legacy. Is our goal is to add to the legacy of this park. It has a long-standing tradition of. It was originally donated by the community to the villages, so we want to keep that spirit of community going.
Absolutely. And I understand that you also recently have an award to be proud of.
So we were actually named Best of Racine County 2020 for Best Beer Lists, which is hard work, but someone has to test all those beers and see which ones taste good. And then we're almost as proud of, we got runner-up for Best Live Music and Best Free Entertainment, which runner-up in those two categories to who we lost to is we'll take that. That's an award itself right there. It's pretty big time for just a small dream 3 years ago that we're runner-up in those two categories is kind of awesome.
Cool. So let's talk about, what other kinds of offerings do you guys have there?
So I mean, we always joke that we're a beer garden. We sell beer. We have 16 beers on tap. We have root beer for the kids. We have, Gatorade, all the different fixings, wine, everything else, but we're less about the beer garden and more about the community that you enjoy. It's more about when you come sit at a table and 6 feet away this year, but you see a neighbor who you maybe haven't seen in a couple months or in a couple years, or a high school buddy who you haven't seen in 10 years. We're more about that, and apparently ladybugs flying on my face. We're more about that, as much about that, and that just being a place where the community can gather and kind of enjoy themselves, as we are necessarily about selling a beer to them.
Yeah. And you talked about a ladybug there getting at you because, you're outside right now. So it's a good option,
Correct.
too, for people during the pandemic, right? Talk about some of your COVID precautions and stuff like that.
Correct. So early on, we worked with the village and the park, and we came up with a really comprehensive COVID plan. Made sure our tables are spaced out. Actually, our tables are spaced out about 8 feet instead of 6 feet. Like the state ordinance, we require a mask when you're here if you're not drinking or eating. We wipe down tables between customers. We do sanitize between customers. Normally we would use glass to pour the beer into, but this year we're using one-use plastic cups, which unfortunately, isn't as cool as the glass that has our logo on it, but it's much safer. So we use that. Basically, as long as everyone's respectful of what the rules are and following the COVID procedures, it's really worked out really well for us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Well, it's good that you guys have a really fun option for people. And you mentioned root beer for kids. So let's just talk a little bit about how kids can get involved too. This isn't just something for parents, right? You can bring your kids. That's the whole point of it. That's fun.
Correct. So everything we do, our first question we ask is, can we bring our daughters Sloan and Waylon? Would we bring them to this if this was someone else's event? So that's the first question we ask. Second question is, would the community bring their kids to this event? We have a playground for the kids. We do different kids activities. Sunday's family fun day. So root beers are just $1 for the kids. We've had bounce houses. I shouldn't say we didn't have bounce houses. We had some obstacle course things that were a little bit more COVID friendly this year. Different kids crafts activities we've had during the year. We've had superhero days in the past. We've had at the end of our last night of the year, we're going to have a Halloween party. So it's going to be adult and kids costume party for that. Just different things where basically it's a whole family, not just like adults only or kids only, kind of where back to the good old days when you used to come to the park with your family and there was something for everyone to do.
Yeah.
That's important to us, is we want our families to be we want our kids to be part of our lives. We don't want to be where grandma and grandpa take over the kids and we go and have the fun stuff. We want to bring them with for the fun stuff.
That's really cool. I like that you guys have really kept that in mind as you're building your own business plan. So thank you so much for sharing about this with us this morning. It was great to talk with you. Thank you.
Thanks. Great talking with you. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Well, if getting lost in the stalks sounds fun to you, Lost Bearing's Corn Maze may be a fun option for your family as well. And it's open now with family-friendly options and fun for adults too. Take a look. Good morning. We are here at Bear Paw Beach in Caledonia this morning. It's a sister property with Jellystone Parks. And I'm here with Bridget Bender, and we are in the Corn Maze. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so this corn maze is perfect for socially distancing because it's 8 acres. So
Oh my gosh.
the point is to get lost a little bit and then find your way out.
Okay. And this is something that people can do day or night. Talk about the different offerings
Yeah, so during the day it's a great family outing. Of course, we have a lot of other stuff that you'll see. But in addition to that, we have what's called a flashlight maze. So if you want, you can come at friends at night and wear a headlamp or bring your flashlight and find your way out. And we have a great little setup for fire pits, warming up by the fire with cocktails too.
Oh, nice. Okay. And it's kid friendly.
Yes, of course. Yep. We
Okay.
do recommend that kids under 12 are with an adult
Okay.
who has a cell phone, just to make sure you don't get too lost.
Okay. And you also have a spooky option, I hear, as well. Talk about that.
Yeah, so we actually have what's called a haunted trail. It's a section of the corn maze, separate section. So if you don't want to do that, you don't have to, but there are characters or a non-character option,
gosh.
and it's all decorated up for Halloween. So that opens on October 16th.
Cool. Okay. And maybe just tell us a little bit about what does it take to make something like this? This is really cool.
I have no idea how many seeds were planted to get these corn stalks, but it's great. So a farmer comes through and plants all the seeds, and then we have a team that GPS locates how and where everything needs to be cut. And then we have a really great design that they cut, and then we come through and make sure that there's wood chips and everything laid so you're not too muddy. It's perfect
Sure.
for fall
Oh,
boots, but that way you can enjoy your path through here too.
Cool. Okay. I know I'm always looking for good picture opportunities, and I feel like this would be a great place to take some family photos. You are surrounded by the corn stalks in here too.
Yes, and when you find your way out, there's actually a great little setup with pumpkins, and it has fun signs like "I got corn fused" in there.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. That is so fun. Okay, well, thank you so much for telling us more about this. I think it's a really fun offering for families, especially right now, looking for something to do. You said you're a mom of, you have 4
Yes,
kids, and
I
you're
have
looking
4
for
kids.
stuff to do, right?
Yes, it's a perfect time of year. Again, it's an outdoor space and setting, so I feel totally comfortable bringing my kids. We have a lot of different activities in addition to the corn maze too.
Okay, Bridget, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And along with the maze, Lost Bearings also has a number of other activities for this time of year. They've got bonfires, caramel apples, apple cider donuts, a playground, and a lot more. Well, spooky season in Wisconsin means trying to grow the largest pumpkin possible. Take a look at this. These gourds were on display for a weigh-off in northern Wisconsin. It's all part of the Wisconsin Giant Pumpkin Growers Annual Contest. So how do these pumpkins get so plump? One of the pumpkin pros says it's all about pollination.
They do require a lot of care. Pumpkin roots in at every leaf, okay? So people say, how do they get all this big? They got to root in all the time, and we figured out how to do that, okay?
These growers usually get pumpkins that weigh between 1,300 and 1,700 pounds. Now those are the kind of pumpkins Charlie Brown was talking about. And still ahead this morning, we've covered a lot this morning, but there is much more going on across Racine County. Real Racine's Carrie Grieving joins us for our community calendar in just a few minutes. And first, if you missed any of the information about the Franksville Craft Beer Garden, here is one last look. Welcome back. With so many fun fall activities going on throughout Racine County, in the weeks ahead, we're checking in this morning with Real Racine's Events and Marketing Director, Carrie Grieving. Good morning. How's it going?
It's great. Megan, how are you? Sorry about my weird backdrop behind me.
All good. You are busy, so we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Even if it's from the car, that works.
That's great. That's fine.
So you've got some awesome events to share with us this morning. First, we're starting with a blood drive.
Yes. So really exciting news. We just had our very first blood drive that Real Racine was helping host and sponsor, and that happened on September 23rd. And it was such a huge success that we've now already signed up for one in December and for the next year. All of 2021 is already booked for a blood drive out at the DeKoven Center.
Cool. Okay, so we've got some pictures here that we're showing. It looks like a large crowd came out for it. And yeah, you said it's so popular that you're doing another one.
Yeah, we had 44 donors, which for a first-time event like this is pretty gigantic. That's mega. And 7 of them were first-time donors, which is even more exciting.
Cool.
So with this, I mean, blood is in such short supply that it is one of those community events that I think everyone can really get behind. And it's exciting. It's fun. And you get a lot of free stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about that free stuff. That can bring people out. That's a good incentive.
Right. Not only do you donate and then you get like a juice or some candy or, you know, that kind of stuff, but also Real Racine, I go through my closet and I find all the good swag, sunglasses, chapsticks, koozies, all that kind of stuff. And then Versity, who's the blood center that we partner with, they go through their closet of swag, and there were sunglasses also from them and cups. And then we even gave out free beer tokens to the Franksville Craft Beer Garden. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay,
yeah.
That's a nice partnership.
Right. It's great.
Yeah, and it sounds also, kind of switching gears here, but a lot of fun at Swan's Pumpkin Farm this time of year too.
Yep. This is what Swans lives for. They have pumpkins. They have apple cider donuts. You can feed the goats. You can look at the gigantic inflatable pumpkin that they have in the front. And you can go on hay rides, corn maze. Swans is wonderful. It's a little less intense than some of the larger farms that we have here that do really, really big fall season activities. So I love Swans. I think it's a wonderful place to take your family.
Yeah, and I mean, you just look at these. Oh, look at those donuts. Those look good. Have you had the donuts?
Yes, delicious.
Oh my gosh, those are the best this time of year.
I
okay,
know.
so it looks like it's on Highway H. Also in Franksville, you could just kind of make a day of it, it sounds like. Lots going on there.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can spend hours there, or you can spend a smaller amount of time. You could head over to the beer garden afterwards. It's right down the street. But yeah, it's everything that you want it to be. And I heard that the weather's going to be beautiful this coming days, so now is the time to go.
Perfect. Okay, Carrie, always good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Always, Megan. Yep, thank you.
You have a good day.
You too.
And before we go this morning, okay, we promised that we would show off the finished products from the crafts at Bear Paw Beach. So first I want to show you guys, here's the pumpkin. Isn't this cute? Racine and Me, staff there, painted this. They are very talented. And then, big drum roll here, we got the tie-dye t-shirt. Pretty cool looking. I love the vibrant colors that we see there. So it was a lot of fun. I would definitely encourage anyone who's interested in the beer garden, the triathlon club, the crafts, just get involved. There's a lot going on throughout Racine County. And that concludes Racine and Me for the morning. I'm Meghan Reistad. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget, if you have an idea for a future episode of Racine and Me, let me know. You can just reach out to me. It's really easy. Find me on Facebook at Meghan Reistad, CBS 58, or you can send me an email, whatever works best for you. Instagram, Twitter, you just let me know. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We'll see you next week for Racine and Me.